Hey, what's up guys? I'm Theojo, and today I wanted to go over something that I'm sure a lot of people, including myself, have always wanted, that blue check mark on Twitter to signify that you are verified. Usually this is only reserved for very famous people, but Twitter is pretty arbitrary in who they assign blue check marks to. There are people who are really famous and don't have a check mark yet, and then there are people who may only have a couple hundred followers and are still verified. So you may have been wondering, how can I get a check mark? Is it even possible? And that is what I'm going to go over today, because yes, it is very possible for you to get a blue check mark, and I'm going to show you exactly how today. You're going to be surprised about how easy it really is. Now, I finally found out this method to get verified from someone who works at Twitter. They're a Twitter employee, but I'm not going to name names because I really don't think they want to get in trouble for revealing this to anyone, but needless to say, they know what they're talking about. Now, just so you know, this is probably not going to be instant for you. Me and several other YouTubers tried it. Some of us, it took a couple weeks. Other people, it was very quickly. And me, for example, I'm still waiting, but from what I've heard, it will work for everyone who does this eventually. Now, because I'm still waiting to be verified, I figured you guys would want to hear from someone who actually did get verified. So I'm going to turn it over to a couple people, and they're going to talk about how they did get verified through this method.
Yeah, I was extremely skeptical at first, trying out something like this, because, usually when it seems too good to be true, it is. But, I really didn't feel like my tweets or even my brand presence online was even getting the engagement and attention that I felt it deserved. But so I tried out this method, and after 2 weeks, I got the check mark. And ever since, my engagement has just been crazy. I mean, honestly, it's been essential to my growth as an online internet persona and just to my brand in general. It's really been a huge help. So I can definitely confirm this works.
So a lot of people always ask me, how do I get verified on Twitter? And the way I did it was that I basically was tweeting at the CEO like 20 times, I mean maybe to 50 times a day, solid for like 2 or 3 years. I mean, I must have sent him upwards to 200,000 or 300,000, direct tweets at him, and I would just say, hey, verify me, hey, verify me. I kept saying that. And after, 2 or 3 years, sure enough, he got the message and he verified me. So definitely recommend that. We're working on that now with Ela. She's trying to get verified, and we've been tweeting at him like crazy, dude. It's been insane. So we'll plan to keep that up for a couple more years, and I'm sure that Ela is going to get verified before too long.
All right, so there you have it. You heard it straight from 2 people who got verified on Twitter through this method. And of course, I do want to give a big shout out to H3H3 Productions and Uber Danger for helping me out and testing this out. And of course, it works, so I'm pretty sure they're happy as well. So check out those guys' channels. I'll put them in the description. And now that we know that it works, let's go over to the computer and I'll show you how to do this method. It's really not that difficult. I don't think you guys should have a problem. So let's get started. Alright guys, so we're at the computer. I'm just at my profile page, and let's get through this process. It might seem a little bit annoying, but obviously it's going to be well worth it. Now, the first step is really the easiest. All you have to do is go and follow the official Twitter verified account, and that's just @verified. And I think a lot of people already figured out that this is kind of a first step. Every guide you see usually talks about this, so that's really the first thing you need to do. And then you also need to wait until your account is 30 days old. I'm just going to get that out of the way. If your account's brand new, it's probably not going to work because obviously they want to have some sort of filter in place. So if your account's at least 30 days old, you should be good to go. So next, we're ready to go to the a little bit more tricky step, but it's really not that difficult. Now, all Twitter accounts obviously have a username, but they also have a special unique identifier for your account called a user ID. And that's obviously because you can change your Twitter handle, but each account has a static number that is used to identify it, even if the account changes the name. So we need to get that number, and it's actually pretty easy. So all you have to do is when you're on your profile, you want to be in Chrome or Firefox and then go to Inspect Element, and this is going to show the source code of the page. And then in this big block of text, it's going to have the user ID. I actually found it right here. It says user ID, but you can just type Control F to do a search, and then type user ID, and then it's going to highlight that field. And you can see here that mine is 204-800-79. This isn't a secret or anything. I think there's actual websites that you can type in your username. It'll give you this. So now we want to just copy down, where'd it go? Copy that down. So we can go to Notepad and write down that number real quick, 204-800-79. Okay, so once you have this, we are ready to initiate the verification. You can just close that out. Now you need to make the following tweet with the information that I'm about to give you using your user ID. This is what initiates the flag to your account to go and verify it. So what you need to do is type in hashtag verified request, and it has to be exact, guys. And also the next line, @verified. So you're tweeting at that account you just followed, the verified account. Next, you're going to type in, be careful to type this exactly, user ID, and it has to be a capital U and a capital ID, everything else lowercase, colon, space, and then your user ID that you just looked up, 204-800-79. That's for me. This is going to be different for everyone, just so you know. It's going to be a different user ID. And then finally, you want to do reason, colon, space, and then after this, you can really put whatever you want. It doesn't have to be exact. You have to give some sort of reason for why you should be verified, and it can pretty much be anything as long as, you know, it's there. So I'm just going to put YouTuber, and then that's really all you have to do. So then you can just tweet that, and that initiates the request. And here's the trick. It's not over yet. Basically, you need to get people to favorite your tweet. If you have a lot of followers, obviously you're going to get a lot of tweets and favorites in response to this. And the system works in a way that you're only going to be granted a verification above a certain threshold. It's going to be different for every person. I'm not really sure what it is, and that's just supposed to be able to make sure that you're popular enough to be verified, if that makes sense. They don't want people with 0 followers, 0 anything to get verified. So you can basically just have your friends favorite this tweet and retweet it or whatever. And then this, like I said, this threshold is going to be varying, but the more followers you have, the fewer favorites you need. So it's kind of like an inverse. So therefore, the more followers you have, the easier it is you're going to be verified, which makes sense. They know that someone who is having a lot of followers should be more likely to get verified. If you don't have a lot of followers, then you're going to need to have a higher threshold. You're going to need a lot of favorites to prove that you are pretty popular. So someone like me, for example, will probably need a lot more faves than, say, Uberdanger when he tweeted it. I think he deleted it by now, but he's going to need a lot less favorites because he already went through the work and got all those followers. So this means that even if you don't have a lot of followers, you still can get verified. It just means you're going to have to do a little bit more work on the back end to get people to favorite it, but it doesn't matter how many followers you have. It's all about the favorites and getting above that threshold. So even if you don't have a lot of followers, you can still get verified. So I'm going to wait. This is the first time I've done this. We're going to see, hopefully in a couple weeks tops, I'm going to get enough favorites to get verified. And that's really all you have to do. Now you know how to get verified yourself. This is the process to do it.
And all right, that's how you get Twitter verified. Probably didn't think it would be that easy, did you? Now you can go out and tell your friends that you're Twitter verified and not tell them how. You can get a little bit of a bragging right there. But either way, if you guys found this video helpful, I would love it if you just gave it a thumbs up so I know you enjoyed it. If you want to let us know down in the comment section how it went, that would also be awesome. If you guys want to continue watching, I've got some other videos on the right-hand side. You can just click those or look in the description for the same link, like if you're on a phone. And if you want to subscribe, I make new videos 2 to 3 times a week, so I think it should be worth it. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys either here on YouTube or on Twitter. So as usual, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Have a good one.